Hello and welcome to the Watering Hole. Thanks for checking out this clip. Don't forget to like and subscribe because that'll make the baby Jesus cry, and I know how much you guys love making the baby Jesus cry. Anyway, news time. There we go. The Proud Boys just lost the use of their own name in the funniest way.
I wanted to cover
Shit.
this story, but I'm glad that that we're covering it this way.
So this was sent to me by my anonymous source and by Fennec, because everybody wanted this to be covered.
Yeah, I had this sitting as a line for me. This was supposed to be what I covered yesterday, and then I got sick, so I was like, well,
Yeah.
surely.
I mean, okay, I don't know the significance of the rooster on his face. I'm just like, he's got a cock in his face.
Yeah.
The Proud Boys have, like, I don't know what dog whistly thing that's supposed to be. I guarantee it's got some white supremacist undertones or overtones.
It's the Proud Boys. It's got to be something.
Yeah, but as a person who's not in the know, I look at that and I see, oh, they like to walk around with cocks on their face. Okay.
Yeah, fair enough. Look, it's funny to me that they can't sell any Proud Boys merchandise anymore.
Yep.
Because their
Nope,
naming rights have been taken away.
The only a church can sell their cock face mask. So anyway, we're getting ahead of ourselves here. The Proud Boys have lost the legal right to their name to a black church that they attacked. So it's not just that it's a church, it's that it's specifically a black church. Like, it's the Metropolitan African Methodist Episcopal Church. And they now own the legal rights to their name and symbols.
Yeah. How bad do you have to fuck up for this to happen to your group?
Well, I feel like it's my understanding, like they won by default, which to me says that the Proud Boys didn't show up to court.
They were just like, this isn't important enough for us to worry about. Why would we show up to legal proceedings? Of course we have our name on things. Why would we care? And then...
Yeah, so they're trying to do the Antifa thing where it's like, oh no, we're not actually an official organization, so you can't sue us, because like filing a lawsuit against Antifa would just be weird. But like they actually have like chapters and leaders and stuff like that, whereas Antifa is kind of an actual grassroots movement.
Yeah, Antifa's closer to an ideology at this point than it is an actual movement.
Yeah, like there aren't Antifa meetings, but every meeting that is of people that are against Nazis are Antifa. Okay, so they went to Washington, and during the Proud Boys had a march in Washington, and during the march, a bunch of them, including their leader, which I find it weird that the leader of the white nationalist organization is a gentleman of Hispanic descent, Enrique Tarrio.
Yeah, I mean, it's not weird, though, because if you think about how Nicholas Fuentes and a lot of them operate, they operate as if they will not be the next ones in line. Look at Milo Yiannopoulos. He's an openly gay guy who now wants to run conversion camps.
What's extra... amusing is not the right word. Interesting? Intriguing?
Fab?
Sure. But just, like, the fact of the matter is, if Enrique Tarrio and Nick Fuentes and people like that, if they are correct in that they will not be the next ones on the chopping block, then that demonstrates that race is a social construct rather than having its basis in genetics like the white nationalists seem to think it does.
Yep.
However, if they're wrong, then they're the next ones on the chopping block, and they were essentially being used as the face so that the people could point to them and say, like, no, we can't be racist. Look, our leader is a Hispanic person. So...
I mean, that's exactly what they do all the time. Our leader is Hispanic. Nick Fuentes says, I can't be a Nazi. I'm Hispanic. Look at me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, there were famously never any Jewish collaborators with the Nazis.
Yeah, man, this night's feeling really long knivesy.
Yeah, something like that. So Tario was arrested on vandalism charges, and on January 4th, he was he was arrested on January 4th, and so he was consequently not present for the January 6th riot. But he was still sentenced with seditious conspiracy for helping plan the riot. Trump pardoned him, so he's allowed to walk free now. He had 22 years was the sentence, and he's free to go now.
Isn't it great how many people who did the January 6th shit or were collaborators who got pardoned, how many of them just ended up immediately doing crimes again?
Within days, they were being arrested. They were being shot by police because they were resisting arrest. They were found with child pornography. Like, like, you keep saying that these other countries are emptying their prisons into the United States, but, like, you literally just emptied the prisons into the United States. What did you expect was going to happen?
Empty the prisons into the United States and then put all the trans people in the prisons. That's the plan.
Yeah. So anyway, they messed up the church, burned their Black Lives Matter materials, and the church sued the group and got a $2.8 million judgment as a default judgment. So again, that to me says that they just didn't show up to court. But the group, because they never showed up to court because they're trying to pull the we're not officially a group type of thing, they also never paid. And so lawyers for the church were like, hey, if they're not going to pay, just give us their trademark and we will call it even. And the judge was like, sure.
Just stick the needle in their eye.
Yeah. So Proud Boys are not allowed to sell any merch with its name or associated symbols without the express permission of the church full of black people. Now, I imagine that this is going to be one of those things where they just continue selling shit anyways and ignore this court order, and probably nothing will come of it. Because, like, like, how is the court supposed to enforce this? Like, what are they going to do? Throw Tario back in jail? Hopefully. That'd be nice. But, like, who goes to jail for this?
I mean, we could just do it where every single time they mess up something, another person gets sent to jail. Sure. Eventually, you empty out the entire organization.
Yeah, but I don't see the judiciary actually following through with any of this right now.
Not with everything else that has to go on at the moment.
No. And it's not that there aren't judges out there that would do good things, but the prosecutors have to decide to prosecute that. And if all the prosecutors are leaning Trump heavy, they ain't gonna. Oh, trademarks are civil rather than criminal. Yeah, but doesn't it eventually cross the line into criminal if you just don't pay for long enough?
I think it depends on the amount of money that it is considered on the line there, doesn't it?
This is $2.8 million. It's not nothing.
Well, no, I'm saying it depends on how much total is part of the case. Because, like, for instance, for theft doesn't theft jumps up in what kind of crime it is depending on how much money was taken. So, yes, the suit right now is for that much, but if they start violating it, it would be based on how many dollar amounts were done up to that point, right?
Oh, yeah. So, like, hand over all your profits to the church because that's their trademark and they could have theoretically cornered that market. Watch the church sue for copyright infringement. I have mixed feelings about this because churches get away with so much shit. So much copyright infringement shit. Like, they'll just straight up take the Coca-Cola logo and change the text to read Jesus, but it's still the Coca-Cola logo, and nobody will sue them for it because no company wants to be seen as the one that sues Christians.
But don't worry, they're the prosecuted one or persecuted ones.
Yeah.
Not prosecuted.
No, they're not prosecuted, famously. That's the whole issue. But yeah, so I have mixed feelings about a church now owning a trademark that they can now sue other people. Okay, stop with you people differentiating between copyright and trademark. Like, I'm not a fucking lawyer. I don't care. The intellectual property shit. Or tell me that's a third one. I don't know. I ain't a law talking guy. There's a reason I'm on YouTube and Twitch instead of in a courtroom. Anyway, Tario released a statement, and of course he's talking about how horrible this retribution is against them. This is a betrayal of justice. The judge should be impeached. The same shit we hear from Trump all the time anytime he's in court.
My guy, you could have just gone to the court.
Yeah. And he says, we've got to do everything in our power to make sure that the next 4 years sets us up for the next 100 years. That's a terrifying remark. From
That is
people.
a terrifying remark because that's no different than the 14 words.
I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I didn't quite catch that. I was just more like, this is just very obviously like they have a long-term plan. And like this is the Proud Boys we're talking about.
We must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children.
I don't have the 14 words memorized, sir, and I'm a bit suspicious that you do.
Agamotto says the 14 words. It's what I just stated. The 14 words are we must secure the existence of our people and a future for white children. It's typically used by fascist organizations to argue that they need to make sure that there's more white babies and less brown babies.
And it was directly referenced by Elon Musk right after he gave his Hitler salute.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Yeah. So anyway, a little bit of funny news, but scary that these people exist and are being pardoned by the president.
It's funny, but spoopy.
Yeah. Thank you for resubscribing, Midnight Lilacs. There we go. Midnight Lilac 9. Just resubscribe. Thank you for that.
Nagi Bree says the 14 words are, heck yeah, white people.
Basically.